Don't worry, man. The mic's working. Don't check your audio. I just need to compose myself a little bit. I can't. I'm proud. I don't know how long I can do this for, man. What the fuck is this, bro? I'm starting to. I feel like I can feel my brain cells like disintegrating watching this show, man. These fuckers don't want to give us no entertainment on it. It's that this show is like expired bread, and I feel like as fans we have to pick off the moldy blue bits and try and just enjoy the bits that you can still eat. But really, knowing it's all moldy, bro. I swear to God, bro, this thing is expired, bro. This is expired milk, bro. This show is trash, bro. And it's fucked because obviously they've got their money in it. I didn't bother to do the videos on ESPN and that, and I've been off pre-records for a little bit. Because what happened is, to be honest, I set up for pre-record and that, and I just feel like I'm wasting my time. But I keep forgetting that there's a wide range of people that want to hear what I got to say on certain things, and I think I can offer a different side to some stuff, or just an opinion, or maybe a comedic take on some stuff, or some stuff that people ain't thought about. So I have to try and do that a little bit more. Also, I'm wasting my money with all this flipping editing software if I'm not going to use it. But this show is put it this way. Look insight in it to prison, to HMP, to Her Majesty's Penitentiary, bro. Yeah, to the workhouse, to the jail cell, lockdown. When you're there, you take what you're given in terms of entertainment. So whether it's TV, you start watching stuff that you wouldn't normally watch because you don't have a choice. If it's DVDs, you start watching the old DVDs because it's what the prison has. If it's a book, you start reading the book because it's what the prison has. But you get what you're given. Now, this sounds like I'm going crazy, but here I'm going with this. If this show was on prison TV and I had 3 years locked down, I'm not watching it, bro. I'm not watching it, bro. Maybe when I go to do like the movement to DCAT, I'm on special behavior and I get to wear my own trainers and stuff, and I can go on the computer. I might watch it on YouTube, but I would not be wasting my. Hear what I'm saying? I wouldn't be wasting my prison time on Monday Night Raw. Prison time where I'm not free, bro. Where I have no freedom, no gal, no nons, no breasts, no titties, no areolas, no legs, no knees, no elbows, no biceps, not even a toe blood, not even a foot. Yeah, nothing from a gal, and I still wouldn't watch this. And WWE has girls in it, bruv. So if you're in prison, watching WWE is like porn, bruv. Because you're locked down, I still wouldn't watch it. Let me save my testosterone and that. Let me save my seed blood. And yeah, I mean, just work out and mash up the missus when I get back out, bruv, in 3 years. Because I ain't watching this shit. If I didn't have, you like don't even understand it. And obviously, let me not big up everyone too much because I still made the channel myself. I put the graft in. I've done thousands of videos now. Definitely over 1,000 videos. But if you lot didn't exist, if I didn't start this channel, I dread to think where I would be in my wrestling journey now. What would I be watching? Because I probably would have came out the other side of COVID and said, fuck it. Like, seriously, I would have just said, fuck it, bro. And they know this. That's why you watch Raw on Netflix, And while you're watching Raw on Netflix, the match you just watched, in about 13 minutes after that match, the same match is going to be compressed into 3 minutes and 28 seconds on YouTube, and you can just watch that. And then when the show's done, about 23 minutes after that, they're going to have something for 8 minutes, which used to be 15 minutes. It went down to 13 minutes, and now it's 8 minutes of a compressed show of Raw without the backstage stuff. 8 minutes of the highlights. So they know themselves, nobody wants to watch this shit. Nobody wants to watch this shit. Hey, man. Listen. Somehow I have a wrestling channel. Big up the Demon Team. Scum Gang. Love you guys. Big up Honesty. Big up Morris. Big up Shawn Michaels. You know what I mean? And obviously we're going to break down this show. This is a weird cold open, but I'm even noticing more stuff than I noticed before. And this isn't a bragging thing because it's not rocket science to figure stuff out, but you guys know I always bring in the method to what WWE are doing. I can just see the structure of stuff, and there's nothing wrong with having a structure to a show. In fact, I could probably benefit from having more structure in my shows. Maybe I'll probably do more because I end up streaming for too long and all that stuff. But yeah, honestly, you got it. But don't let's not this missionary position though, bruv. Because man, you know what I mean. You got the right thing, bruv. If you with a Butters thing, then the missionary is probably trash because you have to look in her face and that. If you with a Pretty Jones, you're good to go. But the structure of this show, I can't help but laugh because I literally said the same thing to you guys last week. Look at the thumbnail of my video now and look at the thumbnail of last week. It has the same people in the... You know what? I'll tell you what's in my thumbnail. Because I'm telling you, it's the same as last week, bro. Last week I had The Vision in the thumbnail. This week I have The Vision in the thumbnail. You think it's because I can't be creative? It's because that's what happened on the show, bro. I always try and go for the main event. I try and go for what's in the main event and use that as the thumbnail. Obviously, you want it to be eye-catching. But now I'm just like, listen, I have my own style of thumbnails. I already know people have been copying me. So, you get me? I do my thing. Now I don't need to show you. You don't know already. You got my channel. You're on it right now. I'm just going to go through the last few Raw reviews or videos. Okay, so we'll leave SmackDown for a second. And we'll go live because we've done live streams. Okay. This week, Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins, CM Punk. Last week, Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman. That's what was the Raw one before that. Bron Breakker, Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, they're still Roman's trainers. Went off Raw, we didn't do Raw for a bit there. Oh yeah, because I give up on them. You know what happened on the one before that? CM Punk, Bron Breakker. Okay. So, as you see, it's the same every week. It's the same every week. This is what, Morris just said, the Vision is somewhat the highlight of the shows every week now, not in a good way. Do you remember when we had this in Cody Rhodes' run as champion, when every one of my thumbnails was the Judgment Day? Not because of me, because that's what happened on the show. Every week was some iteration of the Judgment Day versus Cody, the Judgment Day versus Jay, Damian Priest versus Cody and Jay and all this, and then it would be Dominic, and then it would be Finn, and then it would be JD, and then it would be Carlito, then it would be Rhea. Brother, it stinks, man. It absolutely stinks. Terrible business. But it's the show. It's what we've been given. And they don't care. And I probably have to get this through to people a lot. They don't care. So watch WWE by any means you can. Watch the highlights if you need to watch the highlights. Watch the clips if you need to watch the clips. I'm not telling people what to do, but if you're in the US and you're about to pay for this ESPN $30 a month package to watch WWE, hey, listen, sometimes there's a hint of envy with the US when it comes to WWE. But obviously, because that's where it comes from, kind of like how the US feel about the Premier League football. So I hear it. But when I see these, oh, we ain't got the WWE network, we've got Peacock, and we don't have Peacock, we got this show, and we don't have this, we have to watch this on the USA network, and this one on this and CW network, and now this and that, and they don't have it on. I just assumed that when this Netflix deal that everyone just had wrestling on Netflix. So that's what I thought happened. Then I started hearing from other people like, no, we gotta watch it on Peacock, and we gotta watch. Brother, the one thing I can say, we've had the WWE network and we've had Netflix. And before the WWE network, we just used to have TNT and Sky Sports. And that's what I've had to do with my whole life. It's never changed. I'm not going to tell you guys what to say. I mean, not what to say. I'm not going to tell you guys where to watch online, because the way I would tell you like to watch it is by different means what you don't have to pay for. But it's illegal, I guess, and I'm not going to say it. But all I'm saying is you should watch wrestling.com. Anyway, I was just going to run through this show, but the show sucks, and I'm going to run through it very quick. So I'm going to get to the comment section as we go through. Big Up Honesty said, I don't get these fans. 1 second they chant Punk, and then LA Knight, then they get mashed up, and then they switch up and sing Seth's song. It's a shame I only care to watch NXT highlights and not the full 2 hour show, but have time to watch full SmackDown and Raw, exactly. And then before Sky 1, Channel 4 back in the day. Yep. It's Channel 5 as well for WCW, Nitro. Then Channel 16 on cable, Bravo. Was it Bravo would finish? Then after Bravo was Dynamite, and then TNT, and then it would come on. That's where the TNT Championship comes from, and all that business. But yeah, man. Either way, Sky 1, early morning, SmackDown. If you didn't get to watch it the night before because we're kids in it, which I pretty much did all the time. But yeah, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning, man. Beautiful stuff. Watch some cartoons, some Animaniacs, some gargoyles. You know what I mean? Some I don't even know, blood. What's my man called, bruv? The Freakazoid. I used to watch Freakazoid, bruv. The Steven Spielberg thing, Freakazoid, Animaniacs, Earthworm Jim, and that. Watch all of them. 10 a.m. You get me? Pokemon will come on SMTV Live. Drop some Pokemon in there. You get me? 10 a.m. Watch SmackDown in there. About 3 ads for the whole show. Yeah. Then you just watch that. Get on with your day and that. Parents try to get up and that. Then you just get ready to go play football, blood. Lock outside and that. Yeah, man. I'd rather talk about that than this shit show. You know what I like about NXT? Even little things. You know, NXT is cheesy. It's like, it's beyond cheesy sometimes with their stories. Not the story itself, but the way they're wrestlers, not actors in it, so I get it. So sometimes they overdo stuff. But you know, the effort alone in NXT makes you give it a chance all the time. And like in NXT, if I was doing a review of it now, my criticism is going to be they need to do better in this moment, and she needs to say this a little bit better. But it's never going to be, oh, the show's just shit and no one knows what they're talking about. So clearly Shawn Michaels knows a bit more than H, blood. I remember when H was down there, Shawn was with him, so now I know where it's come from. Probably Shawn and William Regal. But anyway, even when I was watching I need to get a name right because I keep saying Mariah May in it, but when I was watching the Blake Monroe match and then Grace came out and then she harpered through the building and stuff, and then Jordan Grace chased her into the rain and it was puddles everywhere. She chased the car and then Thingy drove off in the car. Bruv, that's not even a big thing. But in this, we don't even leave the building. Every time we have a Tony D segment and Stax and Andrana, they're in hotels and they're in restaurants and bars. How? They are in one building? They're in one building in Florida every week, same place, and they find time to go and film vignettes. But WWE's on the road, never the same place in 2 weeks. So they get to go to all these different sceneries. Like, They're coming to Europe again, but the last European tour leading up to SmackDown, to WrestleMania, we had Belgium, we had France, we had Madrid, we had London, and the only thing we had Bologna, and the only thing we saw of those cities was an aerial shot that I'm convinced was stock footage and WWE didn't even film themselves. So if it's in London, that shows the Thames and London Bridge and the Big Eye and Big Ben. Pause. France, they kept showing us the Eiffel Tower, even though you're not next to the Eiffel Tower. So we knew that was stock image. Bologna to show some old church. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like the Madrid, they're showing us the big cathedral in Madrid, a young Bernabeu. These men suck, bruv. Barcelona, they showed us Lamine Yamal, bruv. That's who they showed us in the crowd. That's it. They put on a young match between flipping Axiom versus Gunter, because Axiom is from Spain. He used to play for Real Madrid. He nearly beat Gunter, by the way, leading up to Gunter's match against Jay. But that's all we got. Sure, listen, let me just tell you, because I know I'm in the industry and not wrestling industry. I'm not talking about that, even though technically media, but I'm not in the wrestling industry. But I'm talking about the media when it comes to like cameraman and producing and stuff like that. Do you know that if you're WWE, one of the biggest companies on the planet, one of the most recognizable companies on the planet, everyone knows when they see that W what it is, even if they don't watch wrestling. Most people know. But they all know The Rock. You know what I mean? So, if you're coming to a country, hear me out. This is not being stereotypical, but it's true. So, I own a French patisserie place and a little bakery, and I know WWE is coming to town. One of the producers start ringing around. Listen, we want to film a vignette in your store. There might be a young fight in there and that, but we will replace any tables and stuff. Probably put some sugar glass down so we can smash it on people's head. Do you mind us coming down? Do you think that company is going to say no? Or do you think they're going to say, well, yeah, let us know. You might have to pay us for the hours while our shop's closed, and we'll pay for some extras and stuff like that. But come down, and as long as you make sure you get the front of our store where you can see the name, the big logo, come on down. Of course they would. Of course, because it's free promotion. Man are going to put a table up with a young photo frame saying the tribal chief speared my man here, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Booker T and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I heard through the grapevine that the man that owned the store, because obviously when you watch it and you're younger and when you watch it now, the man said that it was one of the greatest days of his life, having them come down to his store, because Vince paid him $35,000 or something like that to replace anything that was mashed up in the store, some extra. So it was that replacement of stuff in the store because they rang up a real order, and then they paid to use the store as well, the location. And then they just paid the guy as well with a little bit extra because we used your store or whatever. He just said it was the best day of his life. You know how many people, they probably should have filmed a bit more, but you know how many people would have been like, this is the shot where Booker T and Austin had the fight. Come there, take photographs. Then man can be like, yo, if you want to take a photograph on the special aisle where Booker T got rang up, it's an extra what? Come on, man. It's promotion business. Like, why am I doing this from my desk, bro? When you, man, I got the big WWE network behind you, bro. The big company, the big system, the machine behind you. But I'm at my desk with the Demon team, and I'm coming up with this in minutes, bro. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, yeah, Zelina's proof. I forgot about that stuff. Yeah, and it's not even live footage, which means, like I told you guys, which I was right when I said about the street fight between Cody and John Cena. What did I say to you, lot? Pre-recorded segment, what's not in the ring. So, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say that the match wasn't good. It was actually a good match between John and Cody, apart from they kicked out of 17 finishes each. But it was a good match. But you would argue that the street fight, well, the no disqualification match between Becky and Lyra was more like a street fight because both of them never left the stadium. Yeah, I mean, they both never left the stadium, but I believe Becky was using fire extinguishers and zip ties and toolboxes and that. Cody and John just used a couple of tables and finishing moves, bro. And John came out the elevator ramp. So, no street fight, record stuff. I'm gonna go through when I go through the list in a minute because I just took notes down because I'm not going through in detail all the little segments. I've got a few notes around it, but I'm not because it's trash. But you'll see how many backstage segments I've got where it just says backstage Adam Pearce, backstage Adam Pearce, backstage Kathy Kelly, backstage Adam Pearce, backstage Jackie Redmond. That's all I get every week, and I'm not opposed, bro. I'd love to see Jackie Redmond and Kathy Kelly more on the show if you want to get it, true. But for the entertainment purposes, it sucks, bro. Yeah, Morris, I think so. Exactly, Savage. Look at the food joint, Kentra Menjic in oh yeah, the what was it called? Not Kung. Oh, I can't even. I don't even want to get it wrong. The Chinese store in the diss track, and then Drake went and sat in the store in the diss track, and had food and all that. You know how many people just watched that and was like, "Yo, this was already a spot because Drake mentioned it before, but now, and Kendrick mentioned this in this song now." Hey, listen, man. At some point, I gotta stop helping him out with these ideas. And yes, Morris, I saw it. Hashtag we went cross every time, bro. But I'm gonna do a separate video on that because he said some real shit in his documentary. And what Carrion did was prove, not a fact. Because I'm not trying to pat on the back. He validated what we said on this stream many occasions. Man, don't believe me? Go on my stream right now. Scroll down, and you'll see a video that says, "We want cross, bro. July 9th. The people have spoken. July 9th. And Tuesday, the 12th of August, no Carrion Cross, Scarlett's gone." Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I hope, and I never do this. I never do this when people leave WWE. I didn't do it with Braun Strowman. I'm telling you, Tony Khan. I'm not begging you because I'm not a bitch, bro. Tony Khan, with the resources you have in AEW, with the brilliant stuff you've done with people like Tony Storm, which obviously was a lot of her, but you've been behind her. If Tony Storm can build a character like that in AEW, then people can build a character like that in AEW. I'm telling you, Karrion Kross on AEW, little bit less with the eerie stuff, but more just the bad boy biker type with his bad boy biker thing. Oh my god, brother, sign him up. Don't let him go to TNA. I know he used to be there and all that, but I know what they're gonna do on TNA. They're gonna start calling you Kevin, and then you're gonna end up in the Royal Rumble as Kevin Cross. Blood man ain't trying to see that still. Yeah. So, but big up Karrion. We back you on this channel 100%. What happened yesterday is doing on some nostalgia thing. I went through my channel. You lot can check this as well. If you go Savage Talks Wrestling, Karrion Kross, and just scroll down. Tell me how excited I am in them videos, bro. Of me just reacting to Karrion Kross, skinhead Karrion and that. Fall and Pray when he beat up the whole of Legado del Fantasma backstage on NXT. You know what I mean? When he had to vacate his title, I was sad. I forgot that happened. He vacated his title after winning it. Him versus Adam Cole, him versus Keith Lee, Finn Balor, Gargano. Brother, they don't know what listen. Again, I have to comment in another video because I've said to you guys many a times before, and I'm going to prove it. And I put the whole thumbnail together with the creative people on there. People this is why I'm not sure, Aleister Black, he might only end up staying around because his wife's there. But people like Aleister Black, Karrion Kross, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, yeah, bro, and Bray Wyatt, brother, and R-Truth. What do they have in common with each other? Well, okay, people might think R-Truth's not creative, but he definitely is because all that stuff we just saw was all R-Truth. Everything you see offline with R-Truth, making songs and that is all R-Truth. We see him make the 24/7 7-Eleven I-95 TV South Championship. Him and Drake Maverick for months made it look like it was something entertaining going on. Him and Carmella doing dance breaks and doing up dressing disguises and stuff. He was pinning people on the plane. He's pinning people at Drake Maverick's wedding. So R-Truth is doing that. Aleister Black, we don't know enough. I feel like he's one of them creative dudes, and I've seen a bit of it. Bray Wyatt, listen. They released Bray Wyatt before, bro. Let's not because Bray's not here anymore, people are trying to rewrite history. Oh my God, WWE, they loved him so much. They released him, bro. They didn't just release him at a nice time, bro. They released him after he had time off when his friend died, bro. Tell me I'm wrong, bro. Brody Lee, Luke Harper, he passed away in December. Wasn't it Christmas Day or something like that, around Christmas? And he had time off because he was struggling, and then they got rid of him. And then they got rid of Braun Strowman as well. I remember it. I remember where I was sitting. I was in Leicester in a car park going to get a dog, bro. And I couldn't believe it. And then, if you don't believe me, go and watch Ariel Helwani and Triple H before when Bray had gone from the company. He actually asked him about him, and he said, you know, the people like Bray, that is brilliant and stuff, but their mind goes too many different places, and I feel like they don't want too much input. And you know, 1 minute his brain goes there, and 1 minute his brain goes there, and it's like it's a whirlwind of stuff to deal with. No shit, because he knows what he's talking about. So you see the pattern of the people I'm talking about. LA Knight, basically what I'm saying to you is, if Triple H, Paul Levesque, Bruce Pritchard, if these lot don't create the person, then they're way less likely to keep you around or treat you properly. Tell me I'm wrong? Okay. Drew McIntyre got fired, bro. And when he came back when he was Drew Galloway, then he came into NXT. That's the same Drew that he was away with. It's the same Drew. WWE didn't make that Drew. LA Knight, Eli Drake is who that is, bro. Yeah? And then you tried to make him Max Dupree. Not actually. You tried to make him Max Dupree, the male model manager, with his sister Maxine Dupree, who somehow still has the same name, but I digress. Again, not made in WWE. Karrion Kross, all you did was change his name from Killer Kross, which sounded better, by the way. You didn't make that Karrion Kross. He made that cross. Him and his missus. You think you made Bray Wyatt? You didn't. So who else is there left? You didn't make R-Truth, bro. That's Ron Killings. He's a genuinely nice guy who wants to have a laugh, bro. So all I'm saying is, the pattern remains, bro. If Paul doesn't have control of your character, and especially if you're of a certain age, bro, if you're like older, he ain't trying to argue with man who's not that far in age with him because he can't disrespect them. Because you know, as you not seen an Unreal, he likes to give you a little cuddle in it, little cuddle when he comes from it. So Vince on gorilla position. You come through gorilla position after a match, and Vince will just be sitting there staring at the screen, saying nothing, bro. Headphone on, just engaged in that. Might just give you a little look up. That's a brilliant match. Well done. That was great. That was disgusting. Or he'll just give you the Kevin Owens treatment and just not even look at you at all because he's embarrassed of your performance and then get on with shit. You know what that does? Keeps you on your toes. Don't show a man too much love. Love will get you killed. Triple H. The only person I seen Vince hug was Shane and The Undertaker, bro. This is what happened when you come through the curtain against Triple H. I seen this geezer hug Charlotte, Tiffany, Rhea, Punk, Jay. Bro, this motherfucker and the little cuddles that he's giving Rhea and that, blood. I know you into muscle mummies and that. Stephanie accepted. Big up Stephanie. She's an exception. We love Stephanie McMahon. But clearly, when you see Rhea, you see China, blood. And you've got a thing for the muscle mummy thing, bro. Because man is clasping the back of the neck and it's all in the ear and that, all lipsing up the ear. Now, I tried to give him a blind before. I was like, yo, maybe he's got 3 daughters. He's a good guy. And he might just see these like his kids and that. But then I was like, I never saw you hug Dewdrop like that. Yeah? I never saw you hug Nikki Cross like that. A young Sarah Logan like that. I wonder why, bruv. If that was just your thing, then I need to see you hug Dewdrop, blood. I need to see you grab the back of Dewdrop's head and clasp it against your pecs, blood, talking about, I believe in you, you're the best. Yeah? God, I even seen you hugging up CM Punk like you wanted the lips down his neck. But on the previous scene, you was talking about, yeah, I met up with Punk one time 10 years ago And I said to Vince, nah, blood, he's the same guy. So hold on a minute. What the WWE Universe was sending CM Punk in the arenas 10 years ago, the reason why Punk weren't there was because of you, blood. Okay, I understand. I get it now. I get it. This man hugged Punk, told him, believe in yourself. You're fucking CM Punk. You're a main event. And Punk looked at him and said, yeah, no, I'm CM Punk. And he's like, no, you're CM Punk. He's like, yeah, no. He's like, I know that. I'm just glad that you know it now. First of all, CM Punk, stop fucking crying. Stop being a little bitch about it. Yeah? And you didn't main event WrestleMania. You main evented night one at WrestleMania, blood. There's a difference. There's a difference, bro. Don't try to fool me about night one, bro. Yeah? We're not. Don't be trying to tell me that, yeah, you play me in the big game. What, could you play me in the round one of the League Cup, bro? Nah, I want to play in the semi-final, bro. Try to play me when we're playing against Peterborough, blood. Yeah, when we're playing against Dagenham and Red Bridge and Forest Green. This man's been back in the company, and the longest he's held the title is 5 minutes, bro. And I don't even want CM Punk to win. But what's right is right. You're telling me that he's not a draw and he shouldn't be walking around with the title. So they don't, you know why? Because they don't want CM Punk on no Jimmy Fallon, no Jimmy Kimmel, no Today Show, no Tonight Show, no Evening Show, no Lunch Show, no Brunch Show. They don't want him on the TV, blood. They don't want him on there with his stupid haircut and his shit jeans, blood. They don't want him on there, bro. You can't fool me. I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling for that. I'm not even a Punk guy. I'm not straight edge. I ain't running around with X's on my hands. I'm not that guy. But that's okay. Because I can still see the talent the man has. Now he's a bit weathered in the ring. Probably shouldn't do that Macho Man elbow drop anymore because it's trash. Yeah? When he's doing the go to sleep, he's struggling to lift man up. Yeah. But it's still CM Punk, isn't it? Big up to the chat. We won't cross. I said what I said. Big up Dr. Blick, bro. Hope you're okay, bro. Big up Enzo. I saw you drop in there. Big up James and that. But yeah, man, let's get to the structure of the show, what I was talking about. Because I'm going to prove something to you. Because I know the structure of the show off by heart. This show kicked off with another 20-minute promo. Because every fucking Raw show kicks off with a 20-minute promo. Every show, blood. Whether it's Dom and Liv and Rhea. Whether it's Dom and Liv and Io. Whether it's Punk on his own, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Gunther, Seth, Paul Heyman, it's always a promo it kicks off with. And that promo, including entrances, will never last. It will always be 20 minutes, bro. 18 minutes going up to the ad break. Tell me I'm wrong, bro. Brother, like clockwork, I know when the advert's coming, bro. It's always up to the advert, bro. So we don't get no continuity. We don't get like, oh, last time on the show, this guy got rushed. So this time on the show, he turned up in his Jeep and started beating man up. Isn't the last week's Raw, they took Roman's trainers again, bro. They beat up Jay. They beat up Punk. And this time, Punk comes out in jeans to have a conversation on the mic. That's what he... So you got beat up to have a conversation on the mic, bro. Well, you're a fucking loser, bro. That's why it makes you look like it's not Punk. It's not your fault. But it makes you look like a loser, bro. Because which one of you that in the chat are going to get punched up and then be in the same vicinity the next week, knowing where the guy who punched you up is going to be, and you're not looking for the Don, bro? You just want to go have a conversation. It's not realistic. Anyway, CM Punk come out and he obviously said what he always says. Now, obviously, this show was in Quebec City, Canada, so you already know where this was heading. Anywho, but he came out, he said what he always says. And what does he always say? Like clockwork. First of all, he panders to the crowd. And then he tells you all, I've got a Seth Rollins problem. Now, let me just minimize my notes. Do you guys ever remember CM Punk having a Seth Rollins problem before? Yes, you do. You know why? Because he's had the Seth Rollins problems from the day he turned up in Survivor Series, bro. War Games. Yeah, he's had that same issue since he turned up, and it's still Seth Rollins, bro. We get it. You have a Seth Rollins problem. We get it. You're going to be champion. We get it. You're going to win the title back. You're going to win it back for us. I saw the anguish in the fans' face Well, maybe if you won the title and stopped crying like a bitch in the ring and dipped off over the barricade, you wouldn't have got cashed in on. Yeah? But anyway, this promo was interrupted by someone who is talented, who should get pushed, who's great on the mic, LA Knight. He tells him what he told him 2 weeks ago backstage. Get to the back of the queue. He said, I ain't got no problem with you, Punk, but you interrupted my match. He said, whatever problem you have with Seth, have that problem with him, but have it after the bell because you messed up my match. I don't have a problem with you, but I'm telling you two things. You can have your rematch after me. When I win the title, you'll be my first challenger. Secondly, stay out my way. Then they went back and forth. One thing I will say about this promo, I actually enjoyed the back and forth between LA Knight and CM Punk because they're both great on the mic. And you could see they were trying to one-up each other. Like, the only thing is, kayfabe it a little bit because they almost looked too, well, especially CM Punk. He looked too happy with like, oh, this guy's good on the mic. Let me go back at him. To the point where when this promo got interrupted again by Paul Heyman, CM Punk said these words verbatim. Oh, I hadn't finished yet. The fuck are you talking about, bruv? What the fuck are you talking about, brother? Relax, man. Relax, man. You're on TV, bro. You're a character. What do you mean? Oh, I haven't finished yet. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, man. Obviously, Paul Heyman comes out. This made no sense. Paul Heyman said, listen, he came out with the Bronze, obviously, LeBron and Bronny Reed and that. You get me? But Paul said, don't promise him anything. Don't make promises to this guy. Don't owe this guy a favor because owing this guy a favor will have you lose everything. It'll have you lose your TV time. It will have you lose your spot on the island of relevancy, and it will have you lose your tribal chief. And he was nearly crying. Now, first of all, that's not true. That's not true because Roman fell out with you siding with Paul Heyman. I mean, with CM Punk. He fell out with you because at the contract signing, when CM Punk put the stipulation there, and Roman verbatim said, yeah, but the wise man ain't going to do that. Then you took his side. Then you main evented with him. Okay, Roman was done with you there. But then, in the match, you turned on Punk, and you was with Roman, and you handed Roman a steel chair. At that point, you and Roman were together. So how was it Punk's fault that you ended up hitting Roman with the low blow, and then sequentially Seth hitting Roman with the chair? That's not CM Punk's fault. That's your fault. So it makes no sense. What are you crying for? Why would you do that only when Seth's not there, but when Seth's there, you don't want to act like a bitch? And you've got Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker next to you, the Bronze. So there's nothing to worry about. Shut the fuck up. Makes no sense. We're going to dissect this because I've had enough of this shit. And yeah, Morris, brother, too comfortable. We get a... oh, yeah. Well, so what happens at the end of this? Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Man. You knew where this was going anyway. Adam Pearce, make a tag team match for tonight. Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Obviously, this was... only thing was funny about this is... CM Punk made the match. LA Knight was like, listen, no. You don't get to make a match for me. Let's have a match tonight. So that I like that. And then Bron Breakker was getting mad because he started to rip off his shirt to come down to the ring. And they were holding him back. And then this is the brother. Nah. Bron Breakker's funny still because I don't know if it was this part or the second part, but he was like, listen, if you're 40 and you're 47, you're 100 combined age and that. Steiner math, you love it. Anyway. And obviously, they're calling him the tribal thief. He came out with the Shula fall around his neck. Listen, you man are getting too comfortable with the boy Roman's trainers. But I know where this is heading, but I'll tell you at the end of the show. Anyway. Move on from there, we have a backstage JD promo. Not JD McDonough, but Judgment Day. Nobody cares, but Al Americano, Grande, Cappuccino, Latte, Skinny, Venti was backstage too. So gradually goes into a match between El Americano and Dom versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, or Kalisto, or Grand Metalik, or the real Sin Cara, because I don't know who this guy is. It's pointless being on the show. We don't need this many luchas behind masks, especially if you can't cut promo. But big up Dragon Lee, you're good in the ring, but nobody cares. Anyway, this match, whatever. The match was fun, decent. It's got great wrestlers in the match, obviously. Little like comedy spot / like cheating spot, which I do like that they do, but need to make something of it. Also, on the promos, Al Americano's going to need to speak, otherwise it's pointless. It's trash if he ain't going to speak. But yeah, he went for the metal plate to put in his headpiece and that. It didn't work out. Dropped the headpiece, and then obviously Dom picks it up, puts the metal plate in his own lucha mask, headbutts AJ Styles with it. Then he gets rolled up, and then Al Americano pins AJ Styles, and they pick up the victory. So yeah, Morris, relax, man. Don't get too mad. You get me? You know what I mean? Yeah, they won the match. We had we're not talking it. Please, people, how many times I say backstage in it? But we had a backstage segment with Adam Pearce and Sami Zayn. I'm gonna get back to this after the show. But this Sami Zayn thing is getting a bit uncomfortable with him asking for title shots. But that's what he's doing. He started asking for a title shot from Adam Pearce, title opportunity. Then we have Sheamus and Adam Pearce backstage as well. Then we have Io and Adam Pearce backstage as well. Then we have Sami. He has a match. Match ending a DQ with the MFTs. I tell you, it was Sami versus Rusev. The only thing I'm going to say is I'm glad this ended in the DQ because Sami was about to beat Rusev, bro. I'm just letting you lot know. Bill Dr. Big said, my goal is really going to do what I predicted. His matches are going to start to get good and then retire. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Big up James said, I'm tired of comedy with great talent. Yeah, man. I hear it, bro. Yeah. MFT came out. Solo pulled him out the ring. They beat the shit out of him. Couple big boots and that from the tall Tonga and the small Tonga and the round Tonga. And yeah. At least it was something continued from SmackDown because obviously Sami beat Solo on SmackDown, so he turned up. But my question is not against Solo and that. But I said the other day, why can't this guy turn up on Raw? If because the pay-per-view is the Sunday or Saturday, then you have to wait for a whole Friday to get to SmackDown. And then everyone tells me the same answer. He's on SmackDown, he can't turn up on Raw. But Solo can, and Cody can when he feels like it. Drew can. Everyone can turn up, but the people who need to turn up. Yeah, Morris, that's what people do, man. He's just giving back to the business, man. If I'm him, I'll go finish my career at TNA, to be honest, bro. Just let WWE pay you wages on a loan move like WWE and Premier League and shit, bro. Anyway, that match, MFTs come out, they attack him, they drag him out of the match, get beat him up and that. And then Rusev rolls out the ring. Then Sheamus comes, flies in with a knee. Listen, I've had enough, bro. I've told you guys where this is heading already, bro. There's only two things that are going to come of this. A best of 7 series, and they've already had 4 matches. A best of 7 series, or they're going to have a last man standing. Please go with the last man standing match. Do not go with the best of 7. I can't. That means they would have had 11 matches, bro. And then they're going to end up in the tag team, like the Bar. Brother, Sheamus versus Rusev, Clash in Paris, last man standing. Do that, please. And do it backstage. Please, man. Please, man. We don't need this anymore, bro. Yes, we get it. They're going to have a banger after banger after banger. We get it. It's going to be hard hitting. We get it. The match is probably going to be good. But we don't care, blood. We don't care, blood. Anyway, moving on from there, we have another PS backstage segment interrupted by the New Day and Grayson Waller. I'd rather not speak. Xavier's going to end up fighting Penta next week. That's what happened. After that, we had a Bronson Reed vignette. Decent vignette, to be honest. Probably the best thing that Bronson Reed's starting to get a bit of character, but then seeing Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker today in little snippets just proves the fact that they didn't need Seth, bro. They could have done these segments on their own. And also, how come Bronson Reed can give some people the tsunami and it mashes them up for weeks, and he gives some people the tsunami and they just turn up again? Just a question. Move on from there, we have Perez defeats Io and the Kabuki. Well, yes, she defeats Io. Listen, I love Roxanne, so I'm not even moaning, but The whole segment is that, well, the whole story is that Rhea can't beat Io, but the week after she can't beat her again in a triple threat match. Roxanne does. Yes, it had involvement in the match, but it weren't disqualification. She rolled her up. Kabuki Warriors tried to help her out because there was no backstage with Rhea and stuff, but nobody cares about that. So Kabuki Warriors, for some reason, they tried to help out Io in this match. For some reason, that didn't need the help. Stood up on the apron. She Roxanne dodged it. Then she nearly hit the Kabuki Warriors. She stopped. Roxanne rolled her up. Raquel was distracting the ref. Ref 1, 2, 3. Roxanne wins, and then Io's a bit pissed off of it. We have Jey Uso getting interrupted by LA Knight backstage. No one cares. Io and Oscar backstage. Io's complaining. Oscar and Kyrie say, like, we tried to help you. And she's like, yeah, but you didn't help me. I lost the match. And then Oscar pushed her and then walked off. She stood there looking shocked. She didn't fight back. She didn't slap back. She didn't kick back. And then Kyrie stood there looking like some lost soap star, bruv, that didn't go to acting school. She said, this is what Kyrie said. It was trash. It was trash. Listen, bro. Morris, you already know. You already know. If you're Japanese, put them together. If you're Latina, put them together. If you're Latino, put them together. If you're a black man, put them together. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. We had Becky taking on Maxine Dupree. Let me check something, actually. Let me check something, because I'm sure of this. Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree. Okay. Okay, Phoenix, Arizona. So, last week, I got this wrong, but she was still had an involvement. So I assumed that last week we were going to build to, but now the method's coming up. So hear me out, because I'll show you the method in a minute. This is genius by WWE to some people. It's not to me. So have Maxine Dupree take on Becky. Let me just say something on it, because fair is fair. I don't like Becky Lynch as a character. Not the person. Fine with the person. I don't like Becky Lynch. I don't like Becky Lynch. I haven't liked her since before she was the man. I just don't like her. But at least she has a character. I don't know what it is, but she has a character. Her wrestling's got a little bit better. Some intensity in the ring. But I still don't like her. But I hear it. Now, we're in Quebec City, so of course, Natalia, the trainer of Maxine Dupree, needs to be ringside. I'm going to show you the reason why Natalia didn't fight Becky. Hear me out. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But something like this will happen next week. This match happens. The match happened, and it, like, Maxine's been trying. She's got better in the ring. She needs to work on the punches. They're terrible. But I think that's because she's too scared of actually hitting the person. But you have to do something. But she's done a few things in the ring. Obviously, she looks great. Although she does look a bit like dangly in the nicest possible way. Because there's nothing wrong with her body, but she looks a bit too tall and slender to be in the matches. But whatever. And then this match ended in a disarmer. She tapped out. She doesn't break the code. Natalia gets to the ring, and then Becky attacks Natalia. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. We're in Canada, which is the home of Natalia, bro. So they had to have a ringside and Tozawa, because Tozawa ran it. The reason why Natalia didn't fight in Canada instead of Maxine Dupree is because they wanted to get heat on Becky, attacking Natalia in Canada, because next week on Raw, it'll be Becky versus Natalia. Why would it be Becky versus Natalia? Because the week after will be the clash in Paris. Now, the chances are she'll either fight next week and lose clean, or she'll fight next week and Becky will cheat, And then Adam Pearce will come out, hey, since you want to do that, Becky, Clash at Paris, you, Natalia, it's going to make a match, and that's official. And that's how WWE get through 4 weeks of TV all the time. This is how they get through all the time, bro. A singles match, a disqualification, a rematch to the singles match, then a build up to something else, and then we get it, and then we move. Yeah, Morris, I don't like her. Is what it is. It's not my thing, bro. Like, yeah, you got a broken nose, a broken face against Nia, but listen, I'm not being. As soon as a woman starts telling me that she's the man, I'm out. I'm out, bro. It just doesn't make sense to me. Because then you're gonna tell. Then on real life TV, you're gonna tell us that you and Seth are husband and wife, so you're both husbands, is what you're telling me. Yeah, allow me. Yeah, allow me. But Becky wins that match, and we move. Where's me notes? We had something positive. Not great, but something positive. So let me not act like nothing. We had a Bailey promo, a vignette promo, well recorded promo in the same room where they always are recording this promo. I'm telling you, like, it's no. No. She's not a trash friend. Because honestly, you're not peeping the mood, bro. Listen to me, bro. Maxine Dupree loses today. Becky attacks Natalia. Next week, Natalia fights Becky. Becky attacks Natalia after the match. Nikki Bella makes the save for that match at the end. And then Adam Pearce says, Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella, Clash in Paris. It's official. Mark my words, bro. She's not a bad friend. That's the method, bro. They told Nikki don't turn up today because we need to get to the Clash of Paris. I'm telling you, bro, that's the method. It's the method, bro. It is what it is. Let's get to Bailey's promo. Now, the promo wasn't incredible, but the reason why this promo worked with Bailey is because she was just talking like a regular woman, bro. She was regular Bailey, bro. Bailey that you get interviews. Because she didn't say much different to what she said when she was on Chris Van Fleet. It's very similar. So she means it. She spoke about, I've been here 13 years now, and I've never felt so lost. And when I came up with this tag as the role model, I really meant it. I thought I could help people outside the ring and inside the ring, even in the locker room, which that's where that locker room leader stuff came from before. So I like that she addressed that. She spoke about, like, I went from having everything and now I feel like I've got nothing. I'm not in any pay-per-views, no title, and I feel alone. And I don't feel proud of myself. And she said, and it's my fault that I suck. Of course, it's your fault you suck, duh. But I like it. Then we had a bit of, like, I don't know, went off and you could hear her laughing, but in the evil way at the end when the camera went off. So it was good, man. It was good. Listen, there's no way I'm going to come on here and moan about something. They try it, and then I moan about it again because it's not the greatest. They tried it, and she tried it. She's been speaking about trying to do different stuff. I know no one needs to tell me about, well, she said in Chris Van Fleet that she wants to be in a love angle. Brother, her acting chops ain't good for no love angle, bro. Yeah? But she might be able to try it. Because, I mean, we had Otis and Mandy Rose, and that worked. That was great, in fact. So, yeah. We get it. Good promo. For some reason, the promo goes off and we go straight to, well, the vignette goes off. We go straight to Lyra backstage. Why? Separate Lyra and Bailey from why? Fucking hell. Rhea Ripley backstage. They brought Rhea Ripley all the way to Canada for 30 seconds. Okay. Just got up my notes. Stephanie Vakia, they brought her to Canada for 30 seconds. So I just want to tell you like that. And then we go on to the main event. Now, they are wasting. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis were both wrestlers. Nick Aldis was a wrestler only 2 years ago. Adam Pearce, well, his name was Scrap Daddy Pearce in the Indies, but so I'm sure I've seen Nick Aldis cut promos, And I haven't seen Adam Pearce cut promos, but I'm pretty sure he can. Apart from ripping off his glasses and saying it's official. Surely you have two GMs. One of them should be a heel in it. Or a little bit in between it. Like, he should have some kind of, I want SmackDown to be better than Raw kind of thing at least. I'm starting to peep that all WWE want to do is make everybody the same. That's why they want to get rid of Roman. They want everyone to be on even keel. They want all the mid-carders to be on the same level, or the main eventers to be on the same level. That's why Jey Uso and all them are main eventers now. They want everyone on the same level. No one to look special. They don't even make you dress special. In fact, when Jade Cargill got saved by Tiffany Stratton the week before they had their match, they were dressed exactly the same, bro. They look like a tag team. Why? Because they want everyone to be the same. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, all in black all the time. Why? Because they want them to be the same. Do you not remember what Bron Breakker was wearing before? He was wearing the colorful, multicolored dip dye thing what his dad and his uncle used to wear. They want them all to be the same. Because if you have a superstar, you have to pay the superstars more money. They're happy for Cody to be different. Because they're like, that's one guy. That's fine. Cody's who we're going to go through for the future. But they're fine with Seth. Because Seth, he'll turn up every time and work as that. But brother, they don't want people to be different. The amount of matches I see, and I'm like no kids looking at your outfit and going, I want the wrestling figure of this one because of what you look like. There's nothing special, bro. So the match got made, the tag team match for the main event. Anyone with eyes and lungs knew what was going to happen here. You created a tag team match between LA Knight and CM Punk versus the Bron Brons. Of course Seth Rollins was going to get involved. Of course. That's what he does every week. That's what he did last week. Of course he's going to get involved. Oh, actually, last week he was in the match. Of course Seth's going to get involved, or Bron's going to get involved, or Bron's going to get involved, or Bron, or one of them are always going to get involved. Yeah, Penta stands out, and look how they've treated him. I'm so tempted to go back to Penta's debut on my channel to hear what I told all of you lot on the day he debuted and tell all of you lot what they were going to do with his brother before he got to the company. I told you on the day he debuted, Penta's cold, but let's wait and see, because in about 3 weeks, he'll be irrelevant. And it was 4 weeks. Okay. The moment I seen him use that arm move where he snaps up your arm, the moment I seen him use that move in a match and it wasn't a finisher and it didn't finish anyone off and no one was in a cast and no one's arm was wrapped up, I knew he had been institutionalized by WWE, bro. Yeah? You've been Levesque. Yeah? He's been Levesque. And I remember, because didn't Paul give him the Paul point of doom? The Paul point of doom, this one. Remember when he said to Punk, hey Punk, you want to go break the internet? You want to give him something to talk about? Yeah, we're gonna point to each other. Yeah, how about, has anybody ever pointed at you before? No one's ever done that. I'm gonna point at you. We'll point at each other. Hell's frozen over. Shut the fuck up, bro. Your fucking Paul point of doom ruins everyone, bro. Who gets that point and survives, bro? Who? I'm so glad I haven't seen a picture of Roman Reigns on that point, bro. That point finish you, bro. It's the Paul point of doom, bro. It ruins everyone, bro. No one escapes it. No one escapes it. Even when you think you escaped it, you haven't escaped it. I'm telling you, bro. You're going to start looking out for that point now. I'm telling you, bro. If your favorite wrestler's about to debut in WWE, just hope that Triple H is doing something else, bro. Because if he does, yeah, it's over with, bro. It's over with. Anyway, I'm going to have to make a little, a little jingle for when I speak about the method. Because the method's coming up. Do I have anything on my soundboard? I don't think I do. Not for WWE. It's all on my wrestling stuff. Let's get ready to rumble. Method time. Method time. Method time. Method time. Method time!
Dom the Monko.
Here comes the method again. WWE, Paul Levesque. The whole method is always to book for the pop. Before anyone goes, well, obviously, no, you're not getting it. The only method is to book for a pop. I have proof. I can go through all the Raw videos. Tell me I'm wrong, bro. You said it, Josh Morris, so you know. Rhea Ripley brought on TV for 30 seconds. For what? The pop. Stephanie McKee, did she wrestle today? No. What was she brought on TV for? The pop. They made this match at the end of the night. Why? Because Jey Uso was going to come out. And what did the fans do? The pop. Yeah. Why? Hear me out. Why didn't Roman come out? Roman's the one who was left trainerless last week, isn't it? Why didn't I'll tell you why Roman didn't come out. The reason why Roman didn't come out is because this match today ended in a disqualification, and then Adam Pearce came out. It's official. He's made a fatal four-way match for Clash in Paris. Seth, LA Knight, CM Punk, Jey Uso. Roman didn't come out. So again, Roman's not in a title shot. Again, Roman's the only one who can't get a rematch. Punk, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Gunther, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, everyone can get a rematch. But Roman Reigns, for some reason, can't have another title shot. For some reason, but whatever. So let me tell you the method. They've booked that match. Next week on Raw is not the go-home. It's not the go-home show, is it? We got one more. Okay. Might be the go-home show. Might be not. The week after. This is why Roman's not here. No. He's not going to get put in the... Officially, he's going to get put in the match at the last minute. But behind the scenes, Roman's match is already booked. It isn't the Fatal 5-Way. Hear me out, bro. Stop talking a second. Hear me out, bro. They booked for the pop. Jey Uso. That was the pop. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Birmingham's go-home show. Next week on Raw, the likelihood is we're going to have another tag team match. This tag team match will be Seth and the Bron Brons versus Jey, LA Knight, and Punk. The same thing's going to happen after the match. The Bron Brons and them, man, are going to beat them up. And then we booked for the pop. Roman Reigns is going to come out. Roman Reigns is going to come out and he's going to attack Bronson Reed, bro. The week after that, the match will be made. Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. Clash in Paris. Air Jordan's on the line, bro. The Jordan 4 finale, bro. The Jordans are going to be live. Trust me, Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed's going to be the match. Trust me, brother. The match will be Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. And Roman will come out for the pop next week. Now, remember, Roman got destroyed last week. So surely you'd be like, Roman, get back today, innit? No. They don't want to waste Roman's pop when we could use Jay's pop. We need to get to the next show to get another pop. So let's take Roman's pop out of the country. Yeah. So if they don't do it next week, they'll just do it in Birmingham. Either way, I promise, if what I just said doesn't happen next week, I promise you it will happen the go home show. Bruh, you think I'm joking? Because the go home show, you have a whole week until the Saturday. So Roman can come out in Birmingham. That's why they put him on the card. He wasn't on the card not long ago. They only just put him on there a week ago. Check your Instagram. Go to WWE UK, and they only just put him on the card. Why did they only just put him on the card? They didn't have a match. I'm telling you, bro. They need a pop in Birmingham. We ain't been in Birmingham in 13 years and blah, 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 blah. Roman Reigns, bro. That's the pop. So what they booked for. Don't believe me? Why did Brock Lesnar come back? Why did Brock Lesnar come back and then have no story straight after? Where's Brock? Where is Brock? We've had 2 Raws and a SmackDown since, haven't we? Where is he? Anybody? Nobody? Anyone know where he is? Anyone know where Brock is? I'll tell you why. He was booked for the pop. I ain't finished here. Liv Morgan, her shoulder's injured, isn't it? Her shoulder's injured. Can she work on TV? Yeah. Does she have to wrestle? No. Can she be backstage? Yeah. But why have they saved her? For the pop when she comes back. Bianca Belair broke her finger. It's still in the splint. They brought her back to be a referee, but she can't be backstage. Why haven't they brought Bianca back? For the pop. It's all for the pop. It's for the pop. Yo, that's all they book for, bro. That's all they book for. Every time someone's injured, they never use them on TV in any other segment. When I was younger, Stone Cold was injured and I didn't know because back then you didn't find out that kind of stuff. He became the commissioner of Raw. He was running around while driving around on his quad bike, chasing down the Hall of Fame Mark Henry and that. I never knew he was injured. Brother, when I found out the man's back and neck was mashed up and he didn't have no time off TV, why not? Brother, they weren't trying to book for the... Stone Cold was big enough that every time he comes out to pop, it wouldn't never be a cheap pop. We didn't know, bro. But now, they're like, what can we do? We're not giving them their money's worth. And we only care about the live crowd because Triple H told us. Before anyone tells me I'm wrong, he told us. He told us. He only cares about the live crowd. He said he don't care about what man are saying on the internet. You fucking idiot, bro. The people that are talking on the internet are the same people going to your show. They're just in a different town. So, for example, if he called me an internet fan, but then I turned up at Raw, you know what I mean? It's fucking stupid, bro. It's fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong. This happens in football as well. And people call them the internet fans. No. The internet fan you're talking about is them sweaty, CEX, wet dog smelling, Cheeto finger having, Al Toy Barn, mom's basement dons, bro. Not us, bro. Not us. If they come to my town and the tickets were fucking cheaper, then I would be part of the live crowd when I'm there. So you mean to tell me, Triple H, that everyone who attended WrestleMania are all in, that none of them are internet fans? But when you look in the crowd, I can see signs for YouTube channels and websites. But okay. So the internet fans that you don't like, who, when you go to wait, ain't WWE in the top 10 YouTube channels in history? Like they're in the top 10 of how many subscribers they've got. They've got a ruby button, bro. They're over 100 million subscribers, and you believe that that's just your live fans? You fucking idiot, bro. You absolute turd, bro. The evolution of the game, book for the pop, Unreal. Unreal. Let's talk about Unreal a second. My boy Carrion said these men were upset with him because he approached the little girl who was waiting for him after the show with the rest of the fans and signed some autographs. Said they didn't like it. Said you're not supposed to do that. Hold on a minute, bro. You got a whole Netflix show, you dumb motherfuckers, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean? You want him to stay in character when there's a little girl there who's been waiting and her mom and dad probably paid fucking £6,000 tickets, and you think that he can't say hello to a little kid? Meanwhile, you're there on there. You want me to take Seth and CM Punk serious tonight? And Unreal, you have Seth and CM Punk going over their match together, having a great laugh. It was the one thing in the whole company that all of us assumed that was real, bruv. CM Punk and Seth. It's the one thing we assumed that, of course, they're going to work together, but they really don't like each other. These lot were having a whale of a time. They were talking about dogs and food and wives. Oh, do you want to invite Becky round so she can play cards with AJ? You fucking prick, bro. You fucking prick, bro. He can't speak to a little girl, bro. Bro, the little girl's that old that she don't know the difference between heel and babyface. This little girl's about 4, bro, max. And you think that Karrion Kross can't speak to her? Then he told us what I've been telling you lot for years, bro. They don't like that he's creative. If they don't come up with themselves, they don't like it, bro. But Kross can't do anything. Kross told us, I had a conversation in January about my contract. Kross told us, I want to stay at WWE till I retire if I can. Kross told us, I've never wanted to leave. Kross told us that at SummerSlam, all they were bothered about is if I was going to do the job properly and remain professional for Sammy. And he was like, it was getting fucking annoying because I don't know why they was asking me that. I'm a professional. Of course I'm going to do the job properly. They told him, when the fans keep shouting Kross, no sell it. Don't make a big deal out of it. What? No wonder at the SummerSlam press conference thing that when there was like, we want Kross, Triple H said, you want Brock, you got him. Why? Shut the fuck up, bro. Who would chant for "We want Brock" at a press conference? Brock don't do press conferences. We know that. We know that. Dumb motherfuckers, bro. Yeah, he had nice words to say about Logan. Absolute garbage, bro. Absolute garbage, man. And now we've lost the real one. All these little fucking losers online. Yeah, but he's not that good in the ring. Shut the fuck up, bro. Is John Cena that good in the ring? Like, he's good, but is he that good in the ring? Was Hulk Hogan that good in the ring? How? Was Stone Cold Steve Austin that good in the ring? I mean, stunning Steve Austin was. Stone Cold got 6 moves, bruv, maybe 3. He's got a Lufas press, a stomp, a mud hole, a suplex, an elbow drop, a Stone Cold Stunner, bruv, and that's it. What are you talking about? He's not that good in the ring. So you that didn't watch Black and Gold NXT now? Okay. That's what you're bothered about. This is what I'm saying about the internet. These man saw man's fire misses, bruv. All kinds of cleavage and suits, the bad boy entrance, and these men want to talk about man's wrestling moves. That's how you know, bruv. That's how you know, man. See these fans that have never been touched by the warmth of a woman, bruv. Can't be trusted, bro. Yeah, they ain't felt the lips of a real one, bro. Can't be trusted, bro. I'm telling you, bro. So they care about. All they care about is Rhea Ripley and wrestling moves, bro. Dark business, bro. Dark business, bro. You should have just let him go early, you motherfuckers, bro. A lot of people crying how Cross was never good. When was the last time he had a good match? And when did he ever become... Oh, my God. Bro, you know what? The fans are so fickle, yeah, that, like, brother... All I'm saying is, it's so obvious. Who did Triple H want removed? R-Truth. They got rid of him. R-Truth and his son told us himself. It wasn't Triple H who brought him back. Nick Khan made the phone call. Okay. You know what Triple H done? He said, you know what? You might want to go against me? Bring him back. Go on. Bring him back. Bring back Cross, bro. Bring back Truth. Go on. Bring back Ron Killen and see what happens to you, bro. I will passive-aggressively get his ass out of here so quick. What happened? We had a hot start. Oh, R-Truth's back. Comes out in the hoodie. Beats up John Cena. Oh, R-Truth's back. Turns up on Raw. Cuts his hair off. R-Truth's back. Wait there. Where's R-Truth? Where's R-Truth? Oh, he's bumped into Aleister Black. The guy who also is not being used. Where's R-Truth again? No, he's with Damian Priest, bro. Oh. Triple H said, listen, we brought you back, but you ain't going to get one over on me. So here what? You ain't doing shit, bro. Yeah? I'm going to make sure I don't even have to help your character, bro. Because nobody crosses me, bro. No pun intended. Dark, bro. Dark. And you know the weird thing about all of this is, way back in COVID and that, when Cross was killing it, NXT and that, the assumption would have been for us that he's killing it because of Triple H, because Triple H was on NXT. And it's Triple H, guys, and we used to praise. Remember when we used to praise Triple H? Oh my God, he's amazing, man. Love Paul Levesque, bro. He's putting these great matches on. Not knowing the whole time, probably Shawn Michaels, probably William Regal, big up Zach. But then Karrion Kross got released the first time. Then he said that the Hunter made the call. Just because he made the phone call don't mean he never got rid of you in the first place. So we assumed Vince doesn't like the NXT talent. They don't get over in the main roster. Vince got rid of them off the books. Okay, fair assessment. Probably true. Vince isn't there anymore. Karrion comes back. Apart from that stint when Vince had him in the OnlyFans and Sommer's costume and that, yeah, tried to put him as a sexy gladiator and that. So apart from that, I know, yeah, didn't use Scarlett at the time. Apart from that, you lot are trying to tell me that the last Karrion Kross we've seen, just long hair Karrion, is better than skinhead Karrion. It's not. It's not, bro. It's not. Final Testament, trash. And also, I'm glad Karrion cleared this up because now we know the truth, which I assumed anyway. He said it felt like every time I had an idea or an angle for something, we'd start to go in that direction and it would just go flat and then it wouldn't make any sense and then we'll move on to the next thing. What have we been saying on this channel every time we saw Karrion in the background? Why is Karrion in the background of this person's video? Why is he trying to, oh yeah, he's trying to warn this guy, he's trying to warn AJ, he's trying to warn was it Xavier Woods and Thingy, and then every time he'd make a warning, he'd make an assessment, Scarlett would tip down the sand timer, TikTok, she'll do the tarot cards, the team would split up, and then Karen wouldn't be involved in it. Like, where was Karen? After the New Day turned on Big E, there's no Karen, bro. So we're like, what's going on here? Now we know it wasn't his fault, bro. Now we know it wasn't his fault. It begs the question, that's what happened with Nakamura too, I'm sure of it. Do you remember Nakamura just in the background for no reason? Just looking dark. Looking like he's a menace, looking like he's about to murder someone. And then we'll bring him out to the ring and he'd lose. Okay. So Vince McMahon was booking Nakamura just fine, bro. Bow, 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 bow. Remember that? Remember Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal, Brooklyn, SummerSlam. Bow, 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 bow. Remember the guy with the violin, red outfit? We thought it was Vince's fault. Nah, brother. Nah, brother. Nah, bro. It was Paul Levesque McMahon. That's who it was, bro. He might be worse than Vince, bro. Vince has a history of greatness in WWE. He's got some bad ones. Them latter years, that little mix-up around COVID and that weren't the best. He's got some 2011 weren't the best. Although in 2011, them times after that, I swear Triple H was the authority figure. I swear he told us on the Hall of Fame speech that he was involved with the creative then. He told us that at the Hall of Fame, bro. It's right before he told us it's complicated. There's family and Vince. It's complicated. Funny, Paul, that the relationship between you and Vince is complicated. Because when Vince was selling the company and he had the little Poirot moustache, the little Agatha Christie moustache, I remember a picture on Wall Street, Vince and Paul Levesque shaking hands, looking happy. WWE signed sold to TKO. But the Janelle Grant stuff was already out. So that begs the question, when did it get complicated? I'll tell you when it got complicated. When Vince's stock had gone, well, he's got some stocks left, but when they went down, when he wasn't a majority shareholder anymore, when he got to the board and the board of directors had to vote whether wanted Vince to stay. Do you know who was on the board? You know who was around the table with that vote, apart from the board of directors? Stephanie McMahon and Paul Levesque. Not Shane, Stephanie and Paul. And do you know what vote they voted? Do you think they voted in favor of father-in-law and my dad who gave me everything? $1 billion princess? They voted against Vince coming back. Yeah? They voted, and you lot, remember the timeline? Remember the timeline where Stephanie walked away? Stephanie said she's stepping down, then Stephanie said she's taking over, then Stephanie stepped away again. All I'm saying is you lot think I got it wrong. I haven't. That's what happened. So when it got complicated, I'm gonna tell you I'll tell you how to figure this out. If you want to visualize what I'm saying, if anyone watched Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, do you remember at the beginning of the movie when Oscorp, he was around the board of directors and they tried to kick him out of his own company? That's when he turned into the Goblin, mashed everyone up. And he said, wait, you can't do this to me. That's what happened to Vince. Remember in Batman at Wayne Enterprise, bruv, when in Bruce Wayne's company, the board of directors tried to kick him out. That's what happened to Vince. That's what happened to Vince, bro. Yeah? So, when he stands there at the Hall of Fame talking about it's complicated, but Linda's there, all the kids are there, and his wife's there, and she's called him McMahon, and you're in his company. I'll tell you where it got complicated. Christmas dinner is where it got complicated. Thanksgiving is where it got, let's go see Nan and Granddad, yay! So you want me to sit at the table with Granddad when I just fucking helped take his company away from him? when I didn't back his case, when I didn't stand by him. And then Vince is probably in the gym, clanging and banging at 4 a.m., watching this bullshit on the TV, saying, yo, what's man doing to my company, bro? What the fuck is he doing to my company? All the stuff that Vince said, no, man, Vince is watching 18 man in the gorilla position. He said, oh my God, I wouldn't have allowed this. Vince is watching man have extra holidays. He's like, I wouldn't have allowed this, bro. He's watching Triple H hogging up all the things. He's like, so hold on a minute. I had a girlfriend and paid for some stuff. Man are trying to arrest me. Triple H is just linking up the brother. That's where it got complicated. Three H's. Try and fool me. If you take my company off me, we ain't having Christmas dinner tomorrow. And then I'm saying to my daughter, bro, are you gonna side with this prick? All right, safe, stay away from me, bro. Because what you start forgetting is Linda and Vince had split up 10 plus years ago, bro. They were just living in the same yard. And before anyone says, well, that's weird living with your ex for that long. Not if you're Vince McMahon and you got $1 billion, it ain't. You know how big my house is? Bro, I got a different entrance, a different garage, a different driveway, a different car, different fridge, different bathroom, different bedroom. I'll bring my girl around and my missus will never know. Brother, for Vince, it's over with. And that's why he got Janelle an apartment. Don't even get me started because I'll lose my shit, bro. Because I'm let to see a thing that said it was abusive, but she got brought an apartment and a job, blood. Sounds to me that was man's girlfriend to me, blood. And when the money ran out, she said, "Rotted. That them couple Birkin bags burnt a hole in my wallet. I might have to just smash up the NDA. But if I speak, I'm in trouble. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. I got money to make." Brother, WWE is a part of my life, bro. It's a stink I can't get rid of. I would love to get rid of it, but I can't, bro. They drew me in a long time ago. I've been MK Ultra'd by WWE. They got me early, bro. Yeah, with Bret Hart. Yeah, and the pink glasses. They got me early with the Rock, blood. Finally, they got me early with it. What? They got me early with it. If you smell, they got me early with it. And now I'm stuck and I can't leave, bruv. And it's killing my soul, bruv. I feel like I'm with. This is what we're bro. I can't do this, bro. This is what this is what simps who girlfriend cheat on them must feel like, bro. She cheats on them week after week after week. But then one day in April, every odd year, she gives you the banging day, blood. She gives you the fire day, which was WrestleMania 40, blood. And you start thinking, you know what? I could build a life with this missus again. And then guess what happens? A week later, a Monday later, she turns up on Raw. Just with talking about handing man notes and talking about, yeah, I'm going away, and when I come back, I want that title, Cody. And I'm like, what? And then we don't see anything. And then for another year, she's horrible to me, blood. She's horrible to me. But then we get an Elimination Chamber date. We get a date at Elimination Chamber, and I'm like, yo, babe, this date's all right still. And then if you smell with a bit of Travis Scott noise, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on, bro? John Cena heel turn. This is all right, you know, babe. I think we can make a go of it again. I'm not leaving. And then she's like, well, since you're not leaving, let's have a big date, a big family vacation. Well, let's call it WrestleMania. And then we get there, and she cheats on me on holiday. And she's been mistreating me ever since, bro. But that one time she gave me the fire blowjob, I'm hanging on to. But it's time to go, I think. I'm dying slowly. It's killing my soul. If I didn't have this wrestling channel, I'd be out. It's dark, man. It's dark, man. It's dark, man. You know what's murdered me even more? The fact that the WWE... Because if you guys remember what happened last year when I felt like this, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to review the Attitude Era. The Ruthless Aggression Era. I'm just going to have fun doing that. And guess what they did? They said, hold my drink, Savage. We're getting rid of that WWE network. You ain't doing shit. I said, My God, bruv, you've murdered me, bruv. Brother, listen, all I'm saying is, there was a lot that Vince was doing wrong. Bearcat Lee, carrying in the OnlyFans costume. Roman was getting dog food thrown on his face. Tony Storm was getting pied in a match. But also, the tickets were cheaper. The WWE network was fire, bruv. The action figures were cold. The Demon Team was having a good time every pay-per-view. Brother, you don't know what you got till it's gone, bro. And it's gone. Yeah, Morris, I hear you, bro. I'm hanging on, bro. When Roman's done, it's over. When I watched that movie last week, The Pickup, Eddie Murphy, Pete Davidson, Kiki Palmer, and Roman Reigns, blood. And he didn't say shit in this movie, bro. He had one line, bro. 2 lines. He did the Roman Reigns bloodline face. She said, Baron Blade's upstairs and he's talking shit about you. Roman said, talking about me? There's a press conference. And he gave the face and he got out of there. I said, oh, that's a superstar, blood. Yeah, I mean, you know when the next Fast and Furious comes out, Roman's going to be in there, bro. Because you know they're going to recruit the whole Samoan island, blood. I'm expecting Tall Tonga to be in there, Round Tonga, Tiny Tonga, Tonga Tonga, Haku. All of them are going to be in there, bro. This product's that bad that The Rock is staying away. Do you hear me, bro? Don't judge me for what I'm saying about this. Because The Rock doesn't even want to be here, bro. Why doesn't The Rock want to be here? Because The Rock's idea was turn Cody Rhodes heel. Now, in hindsight, or not in hindsight, if you was thinking ahead, turn John Cena heel, turn Cody Rhodes heel. How do we option it? Well, John Cena, not really a part of the roster anymore. You know what I mean? He's out here doing Peacemaker and that. And we see him once every 2 years. Cody Rhodes turns up absolutely every week. He's the American Dream. No, he's not. He's the American Nightmare, which is a heel name. So, which one should we turn heel? The Rock says, I got an idea. Let's turn Cody heel. And Triple H said, no. Let's turn John Cena heel. And everyone in that room, in that stinking Unreal room that just agrees everything, says, yeah, let's turn John Cena heel. Now, 5 months down the line, who was right? The Rock was right. And The Rock said, you know what? I'm not going to dish you. I'm not going to put any bad tweets about you. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm going to make the Smashing Machine. Fuck all of you lot. Let yourself sink. There you go. And guess what he did? He let it sink, bro. And now the John Cena heel run is one of the worst heel runs, if not the worst, of all time. Of all time. It was trash. Nothing happened. Travis Scott, R-Truth. Hey, The Rock was right, bro. Probably should have listened to him. Not to mention he has a writer with him all the time. Brian Gewirtz is The Rock's writer, bro. He would have wrote the whole story. But, you know what? Didn't want to do it, bro. And you probably say, why would you let Brian Gewirtz do the story? Well, let me tell you why. Everything that you guys enjoyed leading up to WrestleMania 40 was Brian Gewirtz, bro. He wrote all of it. The Rock and Cody in the Rain, that was him, bro. So if you enjoyed all of that, and everyone was talking about, oh, it's cinema, it's theater, it's pantomime. Well, Brian Gewirtz. So you probably should listen to him instead of a bunch of people who had just got, I don't even know what titles they got next to the name, and Paul Levesque, who doesn't even seem to listen to his own writers because he said, who we got, guys, who we got for winning the Royal Rumble this year. And one writer said, Punk, and he said, Punk, and he said, Punk, and he said, Punk, and he said, Punk. And then Paul said, nah, I'm not thinking about Punk still. I'm going to go Jay. Okay. So all you writers said, now I know, can we even blame the writers anymore? Might as well just blame the head writer and the main guy, the creative, Paul. Because even Michael P.S. Hayes and Bobby Roode and TJ, they all produced their own matches. Now, everyone who watched Unreal, tell me what match you saw on Unreal that Triple H produced. Tell me. Tell me what match. Tell me, go on, tell me what match you enjoyed that he produced that you saw in that show that everyone was giving him the handshakes for. Tell me. Because the only thing that he said, the only thing that he was part of the production was the John Cena heel turn. That's it. And he didn't even come up with everything. I heard The Rock say, I've got an idea. Tell me how you feel about it. If you want to step inside, then let me know. So I come out, final boss, music hits, Travis Scott, come down the ring. I don't know, John Cena maybe turn around, camera on his face. I do the thing, whatever, 1, 2, 3. John Cena turns. Travis Scott, John Cena holding down. I take off the belt, slow, 1, and then, yeah, and we beat the living shit out of it. And then Triple H said, I like the idea. Let's talk about it more. I'll speak up with the people. You motherfucker, bro. I saw what you tried to do. Basically, the Raptors gave you a whole idea. You tried to act like you weren't going to take it. Then you took it, and then acted like you came up with it. Brother, allow me. Allow me, blood. Allow me. Morris said, you know what? Since you said this leaf in got 5 from ESPN for SA, we should have stopped believing and giving them the benefit of the doubt then. Listen, I don't understand how the whole world was going crazy about Brock turning up. Well, actually, there wasn't, because everyone was pretending to be mad on Twitter, but we saw what the reaction was. Everyone pretended to be mad on Twitter about a Brock turning up who did something that can't be proven, and also basically was just being a nasty guy, blood. Basically, he was just being a little pervert, innit? He's doing the thing with his brethren. Yo, Vince, what you saying? Got to look a girl still. Say no more, blood. She look a whore and that. Nah, that's my thing, but if you want to sign that contract, I can send you a couple, yeah? And tell her she wants to give you a little, yeah? He said, hold on a minute. What she look like? Said, all right, let me send you a picture, bro. She filthy still. Said, yeah. Can I piss on her and that? Said, rah, that's nasty. Let me ask her. Yo, babes, can I piss? Listen, can I get a new apartment? Yeah. All right, safe. Piss on him. That's what happened, bro. That's what happened, bro. Man, are making it out. Brock ran down the dark alley and put girl in the F5 and that. What? He didn't go. Allow me, bro. But this Lee Fitting geezer got removed for that job, bro. He got removed from ESPN. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Let me put on my thinking hat for a business. We don't listen. Let's go down the premise that we don't know what Brock did. We don't know if Janelle Grant's telling the truth, and we don't know if Brock's telling the truth. Let's go down that premise. Although, 1 minute everyone's telling us to believe in the justice system, and then when everyone believes in the justice system, don't believe in it because Brock's not guilty. Okay. So you mean to tell me that the man who headed up the Women's Evolution and brought you Women's Evolution 2, in the same month as Women's Evolution 2, or in the same 4 weeks as Women's Evolution 2, you brought back somebody who's supposed to have been done for SA in some kind of way? Okay. And I'm the way. Okay. That's how much you can. The man with 3 daughters and a wife. Yeah. Okay. Listen, I don't even know what to say because all I'm saying is, I know how. Listen, R.I.P. China. I saw China's interviews before she died. I heard how she spoke. I heard how she said she was treated by Triple H. I heard the whole thing. So let's not do the moral high ground thing because now you got 3 daughters and you don't want no one to treat them like that. I pray, and I don't even believe in God. I pray that nobody treats your daughters like that, bro. And I pray that if your daughters work somewhere and feel uncomfortable because they've heard some stuff about some guy who might have done something, I hope you take it serious and don't just tell people, oh, we want Brock. Yeah, you got him. Probably, in fact, Triple H, that day when you said that, you probably should have said, yeah, you want Cross. Don't worry, man. Like, you lost to Sammy, but we'll be back. Remember when Triple H told us remember when that journalist asked Triple H about LA Knight and he said, good things come to those who wait. Gotta be patient. We've been patient for 3 years and ain't shit happened, bro. Also, I got a little email. So press conferences are over for good now in the WWE. They're over for good. There's no more press conferences. I don't care too much. The press conferences ain't all that. But why is there no press conference? Well, I know the reason. Before the weekend, they didn't cancel them for good. They just wanted to cancel that one. The reason why they canceled it is because Triple H was in the White House the week before, and he didn't want to get the reaction from the fans and people asking him about stuff to do with Donald Trump in the press conference. He didn't want people asking him about Brock Lesnar in the press conference. He didn't want people asking about Karrion Kross in the press conference. So that's why he didn't want the press conference. And then what you saw, if you watched the last press conference where Triple H was talking, he said, he turned around to the crowd and he said, "Oh, this is what it's all about, the WWE universe, not some silly journalist asking dumb questions in the room. So from now on, we're going to do it like this." And obviously somebody must have said something in Big E's ears or whoever's ears, because they were all like, "Oh, you like the new format, do you? Like, this is good going forward. No more press conferences. It's over with." So there will be post-show, but the post-show will be what the kickoff show is. And then it'll have the wrestlers and it'll have Triple H, but there'll be no journalists asking questions. Because obviously, even though them journalists are shit and they always ask stupid questions, what do you order at McDonald's kind of questions, fuck off. Even though it's those questions, they're scared of the people that ask other questions now. Every time there's a press conference, there's always that one woman who stands up. I don't know what the channel's called, it's like Women of Wrestling or something like that. And she's always going to ask a question to do with the women. She did when the Vince McMahon thing happened, and they do not want to hear you ask that question when Brock's there. So we're asking Paul Heyman on the Ariel Helwani show and all that, but when it's, yeah. Because what you don't know is when they send us media credentials to get into those shows, they obviously I've not been to one in it. They've sent me the thing before. But yeah, so basically, you get your credentials, you go there. You obviously have to make your own way there. They don't fly you out there and stuff like that. They give you like they normally tell you who you're gonna interview not long before. I think like 24 hours before. Then you get 3 minutes with each person. Once you're done with the 3 minutes with each person and that stuff, then they tell you who's gonna go into the press conference room. Not all of you get to go into that press conference room. They just tell you, they pick on it. Then they escort you to your seat for the match. So obviously you get to see the match for free, but they put you in the media box, sit there with your laptop open so you can type, blog stuff. Then when the bell rings in the last match, they move you to the press conference room, and then you wait for people to come in. My homies who were there told me that the last one on SummerSlam, they didn't tell them any of that. They made them fly all the way there, do all of the stuff, and then told them at the last minute there won't be no press conference. Now, don't get me wrong, Morris. I hear what you're saying. It is not real. So, like UFC, you're asking a man about getting knocked out, punched in the face, who's your next opponent, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that WWE don't keep the press conference kayfabe anyway means that you're asking people stupid questions. Because how can you ask somebody in kayfabe but not in kayfabe at the same time? How can you say, how do you feel about your match? And then call man Phil instead of CM Punk? You know what I'm saying? So it's, how did you feel out there tonight as Dominic Mysterio? Well, he's going to say, oh, my dad sucks. So it doesn't make sense anyway. So they're not it's like the money they would be losing would be making content. It's not actually based on, oh, because I work for a newspaper, I work for ESPN or whatever. If I don't get this done, I won't be able to do anything. It doesn't affect them like that. But if you want to be content creator and do, then it will affect you a little bit. But yeah, no more. But I'm guessing that's for the reason they don't want to being asked certain questions, because you can guarantee one of the questions would have been about Brock, and of course it would have, because it just happened at the time. One of them would have been about Karrion Kross. One of them would have been about ticket prices. One would have been about ESPN and the rise in the $30 a month. They are questions they do not want to answer, bro. Because all that's going to happen is Triple H is going to give a politician answer, and the person going to say, yeah, but the regular person can't afford Netflix and ESPN. And listen, I know I make jokes and that, but if you're one of those people, I think they said the part of a cable package as well. So you've already got cable. You've got $30 a month just on ESPN, and say you only watch wrestling on ESPN, and then you have to have Peacock to watch SmackDown for £10 a month, which is $40. And then you gotta have Netflix, which without ad, it's $10.99 now or $9.99. So yeah, like the regular person can't afford it if they gotta afford food and other stuff as well. And then every press conference he comes out and just tells you about the numbers and brags about stuff. You want to know what else? They're never sold out anymore. They're never sold out anymore. So when he was sold out, he was bragging all the time. We broke the gate numbers. We smashed this record. Now you ain't brought no gate numbers, bro. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. But I digress. It is what it is, man. Like all type them content creators, all type the good content creators. I'm not gonna be salty because I live in England. So the people that are in the States and can go from town to town, but you still have to buy your own money and pay for your own food, and I mean buy your own money, buy your own tickets to travel and all that stuff, and just go to a press conference to be told to go home. I guess the only benefit you got from it is you got to see SummerSlam for free, but well, where the boxes are shit, and SummerSlam was shit as well. So, and it ain't like you got to go and see it with your friends and stuff like that, which does make a difference of who you're going to watch something with. But yeah, man, for them good content creators, for the ones who, because the wrestling industry is shit, bro. Like even as a content creator, it's trash. Like I know me and Morris speak all the time, and he's always asking about collabing with people. I don't collab with people for real. I don't trust any of them, bro. I don't like. No disrespect to any content. I don't trust any of them, bro. They're all weird, bro. So, because I'm seeing, you lot know, I don't have to say that, but like, there's a couple of the female ones that I spoke to a few times. There's a few prominent ones that keep turning up on like, the reactions and all that stuff. Then there's that one dude who he was on the SummerSlam reaction, but I saw one of the girls acting like he was sleazy online, and I'm like, I don't understand this because if he isn't sleazy, you've said it online. But if you have said it online, WWE clearly don't care because they're using it as a reaction. And then how can WWE care when you just brought Brock back? So I don't get it. So you think I want to collab with some female content creator, and then offline, I message her saying, "What do you think about doing this show?" And then she comes online talking about, that Savage guy is such a creep. He's messaging me when I want, bitch. I'm trying to, yeah, you know what I mean. And I'm not having it because I'm not the one, bro. I'm not the one. Like the way these that are online, they live online, and it like their whole life is online. They don't have a life away from the laptop closing. They don't have a life away from their bedroom. Me, I'm a whole human outside of WWE, bro. Like I'm not a kid anymore where it means everything to me. And even then, I had other stuff to do. So you try and make any joke about me, try and say anything weird about me, bro, it's over 4 years. I will destroy that person online forever, bro, in the pettiest way. I will never stop, ever, ever. I will order 66, all of my subscribers, to attack them constantly online. And then when you come to my city, when WWE come to my city, and Raw, by the way, I'm bringing my sister to the stadium. So I'm just letting people know, yeah, it's not on. It's not on with me. I'm a real human, bro. If you're gonna mess with my money and my reputation, I'll punch man up. If it's a geezer, I'll beat you up myself. If it's a woman, you're gonna have to see my sister, bro. You're gonna have to pay me rent to be in my city, bro. That's what you're gonna have to do. But anyway, before we get out of here, love for the love, guys. It's been fun. Hour and 45 minutes. Weren't meant to be that long, but I had time. And there's a heat wave coming in Birmingham, and I'm staying indoors, so it is what it is. But you want the hard questions? Ask questions. Feel scripted. Yeah, I agree. Someone did ask about Raw not long ago, so I apologize. Who said they were buying tickets on the day? Who was it? I lost it now, man. Apologies, bro. Oh yeah, big up Break It Down show. So will you be at Birmingham show? I'm looking to buy a cheap real resale tickets on the day. You know what I might do? I might just put a bit of money aside on it, depending on the day, depending on what I'm doing on the day. Put a bit of money aside, and if I can get tickets on the day, because basically what normally happens is, I mean we spoke about this before, but if you want to meet, okay, I don't want to say this online because if you're from my city or you're not from my city but you're coming to this show, like it depends what you want to do. Because if you want to meet big up Break It Down, big up, bro. So I'm not booked to go to that show at the moment because the tickets were ridiculous. I will check the ticket prices closer to the time. In fact, if you've got me on Twitter, follow me on there, or if I don't have you on already, and if you see tickets closer to the show, just message me on it. But I know how much money I'm willing to pay on them tickets. So if it's after a certain price, I'm not going, bro. I'm not at all, bro, and I don't care. But I know where the wrestlers are, not in a weird way, but I know where they'll be before the show. I know what gym they go to. So I'm personal trainer, so it's very couple phone calls and that. So you lot just want to go meet the wrestlers and that. Although trying to speak to a wrestler while he's training is a bit disrespectful. So you have to kind of wait your turn and all that. I know where the hotel is, but I'm not going to tell the creepy people. So if you're a creep, don't message me. But but if you want to know that, is you can stand, go outside the hotel, bring your little microphone and that, go and little interview. Some of the wrestlers might be nice, some might not. Some might just take a photo, and some of them might just say hello, and you have to respect it because they're busy people. And yeah, so if you wanted that, that's the reason. And then the chances are they'll be at Smith's Superstore, and every time they come to Birmingham, they go Smith's Superstore and do an event. So last time I saw Ricochet, supposed to be Dominic, but he didn't turn up. So Ricochet was the last one. Samoa Joe I've met there as well. Bailey was in the other store. So yeah, there's always a few people, because I think how that works is people just decide if they want to be there. So yeah, I hear that. I'll sit on at the top and move closer still. Yeah, of course, you know the vibes. To be fair, the last couple of times I remember, like one of the ones I turned up like late, but like about 5 minutes late. So it was Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, and I was like 5 minutes late, and the match had just started. And then I was walking through to find my seats and that, and then the woman was like, bear in mind, my seats were at the back. The woman looked at me and my son and my missing. It's like, there's some empty seats there. You want to go sit closer? Brother, she put me like 5 rows back. I said, yo, I hear it. Now, don't get me wrong, that was a live show, not Raw. But I hear it. Hold tight, that woman still. You know what I mean? Hold tight, Carol. Your name weren't Carol, but you look like your game's Carol, so hold tight, you. Put it this way, though, Sav. It might be the last time you get to see Roman. Listen, it definitely will be the last time I get to see Roman, but you have to hear me out. I know I love Roman, but I did the show the other week and you saw the ticket. The cheapest ticket is $177, bro. There's 2 of us. 172. Brother. Nah. Just to see Roman put his finger in the air. Nah, man. You know what I'll do, bro? I'd rather save the money. I'm serious. I'd rather save the money, and then when WrestleMania is in a place that I want to go, I will fly to that place, have a holiday, and go see Roman. I'll meet Roman Reigns one day. That's a given, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'll meet him one day. I mean, all right, man, you man are the homies on it, so you hear on it, so just don't say anything. So I'm not saying I'm friends, because friends is a strong word, but I'm acquaintances with The Rock's cameraman, bro. That's my guy. That's my guy. Now, when I say I'm acquaintances, I'm talking about a few conversations here or there, couple of emails. Yeah, little. Put it this way. When I've come on here before and I said The Rock's in my shit, I wasn't doing the fake thing, because obviously The Rock's my guy. So I was excited in it. The Rock's bro, factually, he's in the channel, bro. Factually, bro. And that's good enough for me. For being a little kid, loving The Rock, bro. The fact that man's in the work and that's enough for me, bro. I don't even care if The Rock's a prick, bro. Like, that's enough for me. So, and you know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. Don't believe me, go check my Instagram, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, you'll see him. I don't want to tell you, yeah. Anytime you see The Rock, go and watch all of the stuff you saw last year on Raw, and the year before that with The Rock. Every time you saw The Rock, there's a cameraman behind him, bro. He's got like the long thingy, the tripod stick, and then the camera on top. That cameraman, that's my guy, bro. That's my guy. So I'll meet Roman, bro. That's not yeah. And that guy I'm talking about, he's The Rock's personal cameraman, but then he does like premieres and that as well when he has time off. So you throw Roman in a movie, I'm going, bro. I'm going to find him. But you say Roman's at Leicester Square, I'm going, blood. We got to break it down. I'm going AEW. Got a food and drink voucher as well. Good seats. Yeah, I think me and Morris spoke about this other day. I normally go to All In. The only reason I'm not going Forbidden Door is because I wasn't looking forward to it at the time. And now I'm busy, but we'll see. Hey. Wait. Hey. Did somebody just say they're friends with hardcore country? Hey, listen, James, listen, brother. Man, love me some Mickey James still. Sorry, Nick Alderson, you know what I mean? In a good way. And that. Yeah. That's a good woman to be friends with still. Salute you, James, bruv. Man said he's friends with hardcore country, bruv. Listen. Hardcore country! You know, like that. I respect it. What you saying, Morris? Look, pull up on that. You know what I'm saying? Let me have to. Nah, that's cold still. I have to find out first, though, Morris. Yeah, I mean, cause I don't know if was she in any matches against people that I don't like or that I like, because might diss her. Oh, actually, nah, because she was in that luchadora thingy with Becky, and I don't like Becky, so that means I was on Mickey James' side. And there's a reaction on my channel, Royal Rumble. Mickey James comes out hardcore country knockout champion, and I was gassed. I'm gonna clip it and send it to her, man. You know what I mean? Hardcore country. Nah, man, it's respect though. Respect, big up James though. Big up James. But yeah, man. Yeah, man, another episode. Listen, this was a Raw review. We spoke about other stuff because Raw's trash, blood. So, but I'll tell you one thing, James. Next time you speak to her, just ask her this one question, innit? Nick Aldis ain't choosing to do all those stuff on SmackDown, is he? He ain't choosing to just walk around and make matches. Surely they're mugging him off, because him and Adam Pearce are the exact same person on different shows, blood. Nick Aldis is a cold wrestler, bro. I thought we were gonna get Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So I really thought that was gonna happen. Nothing. Trash. Well, listen. Love for the love. Again, we've had this conversation too many times, but eventually I'm gonna have to change it. Something's got to change on this channel because we can't just keep talking about Raw blood. So the channel's a great channel, but I've been shadow banned. I can't do reaction videos on it anymore because they get copyrighted to the max. That ruined the channel already, even though it was the foundation. Raw's trash, so the reviews are hard to do. SmackDown's trash, so the reviews are hard to do. And now they're taking my pay-per-views away from me because the pay-per-views are trash. So yeah, interviewing. I would love to interview older wrestlers though. Like I actually want to interview forgotten wrestlers. Like, you know, the ones that are like the streets will never forget, where most people are like whatever, but you are like, oh, I remember him. Like, for example, I would have looked before he came back. I would have loved to do interview Carlito, because you know it's like, oh, streets never forget. Hey, break it down. Message me on Twitter, bro. We can have a conversation, man. Because it could be cool, bro. It could be cool. So message me on Twitter, then we'll lock something in, man. You know what I mean? But sounds like a good idea. Okay, Triple H has become old man 2.0. Big up handsome grim, bro. Yeah, man. Never watch Raw again. I hear it, bro. I hear it. Nah, Morris, the thing is with NXT reviews, bro, like the thing with NXT reviews, and I told you this before, this is like business standpoint, isn't it? Maybe I can build my way back up, so maybe I should just do it anyway. Or yeah, you know what? Probably could. Because NXT, you have to think about it, innit? The NXT crowd audience is already smaller than the main WWE crowd. So a portion of a WWE crowd watch my channel. The portion that watch NXT are going to be even smaller. So it's about balancing it and making the time, like time-wise and stuff like that. Yeah, man, Maven will be cool. And Maven's a content creator as well. You know what it is, bro? I'll be 100% transparent with you. This might be just me being silly. And maybe I should just maybe try something once, and maybe that builds a like a portfolio of people. Basically, you see when wrestlers are like doing sports key interviews and all these different interviews, most of the time the wrestlers are not paying. They're not getting paid to do these interviews because they're like little online interviews and that. If they have to travel, then maybe. I'll be honest, bro. I don't really want to pay any wrestlers, bro. I don't really want to pay any wrestlers, bro, because in my head I'm like, depending on who you are, if you're Roman Reigns and that, then you're probably just not going to come on the channel at all. And then I have to be what Roman would get from the channel, which he wouldn't get from mine, is an audience in it, like a big audience. So when Roman goes on ESPN and all this stuff, because even like sometimes I'll see a content creator and I watch the interview with like Roman, and I'm like, how did this guy get Roman on? Because you look at his subscribers and you're like, oh, how? Then you realize the reason why you got the interview, because this interview isn't just for the guy's channel, it's for, and then he works for ESPN, he works for Complex. And then they have that deal where it's like, you can put the interview on your channel and put the interview on ESPN. So sometimes you start thinking, how did he know that guy? And you're like, oh, that's the reason why. So with the older wrestlers, it might be a little bit cheaper. Some of them, I'm like, if you've got something coming out, like if you've got a book coming out, well, not a DVD, nowadays, a TV show, normally they'll do it for free because like I'm helping promote their stuff. But there's a few people I need to speak to because I'm not a self-proclaimed, I'm not a journalist, bro. I'm a wrestling content creator, so my style will be different to a journalist. I'm not trying to trip these people up, and I'm just trying to have fun and talk to them. So media credentials and all that stuff, they're getting harder to get. But if I can start getting some of those under my belt, then the more media credentials I have, then I can show another company I've got these, and I can get interviews and then so forth and that, bro. Because I told you my deal. I'm trying to get to Barstool, bro. I've been telling man this. That's what my plan is, bro. Trying to get to Barstool. So we'll see, though. We'll see. You know what I mean? I'm not arrogant enough, but I am confident enough, so I know I'm good at this. But yeah, man, we'll see. It'll be fun. But hey, listen. Love for the love. We're approaching 2 hours, so it's perfect time to jump off. You like go and enjoy the rest of your day. If you're in the UK, enjoy the heat. If you're into that, I don't like the heat, so I'm going to work my ass off the rest of the day, stay in here with the aircon and fan, and then speak to my clients online. Again, just like I told Break It Down Just, if you want to speak to me outside of this, I will, Morris knows as well, because we're in a Discord together already. I will start a Discord for this channel, so then you can all talk to each other throughout the week as well. We can have a nice little community there. And then if you want to speak to me aside from that or any business stuff or anything like that, either email or on X and message me, and then don't get me wrong, I don't even message that many people back on X and that, but if I recognize you, then I'll speak to you on it. Big up James, bro. Yeah, love for the love, man. Pleasure as well, bro. And rest of the Demon team, you go and enjoy the rest of your day, man. Real talk and that. It's all love, like that. Run.